Hi again, this is Chef Reis. Welcome. I'm making one of my favorite desserts. Actually, maybe not one of my, pretty close to it. Since I'm Portuguese, I'm making a rice pudding, or we call it in Portuguese arroz doce, or sweet rice. Over the years at the Hilton, every time we have rice pudding in the menu, they always call me, "Hey, Chef, can you make rice pudding?" So I always did the rice pudding. So now I'm going to show you guys how to do it, so you don't have to ask me again. It's not a very hard process to make. It's very delicious. It's not your typical rice pudding like you see in the American style. It's more a rice with a custard base mix. So it's not just rice and milk. It's rice with eggs and other good stuff. So it's very, very good. So of course the first thing you need is white rice. You could use Uncle Ben's. We're using Wegmans brand because that's the store that we've been shopping at. I have some sugar, granulated sugar, regular granulated sugar, some orange rind, some salt. We're gonna need some eggs, and we need some cinnamon, and a heavy cream, and because I'm gonna eat a big pot with water. And the one thing about making rice pudding that's different than the other ones, you always cook the rice ahead of time in just plain water. Water and salt and some orange rind. And then you add your custard to it and you finish it up later. But that's why sometimes, because if you cook the rice right in milk, the rice is always gonna stay crunchy. So you cook it in plain water first. It's usually 3 parts water to 1 part rice. So that's where we're gonna start. So the first thing that I did, like I said, I put 2 quarts of rice to 6 quarts of water. I put the rind, 2 oranges, just the outside rind, and I put a tablespoon of salt. I'm gonna let this rice cook until it's completely pretty much evaporated. So when the rice is completely evaporated, or the water is completely evaporated, that means it's ready to go. And then I'll tell you the rest of the things. Meanwhile, while the rice is cooking, as you can see it's simmering, I'm gonna take some, I got a heavy cream in there. I got about 2 quarts of heavy cream. If you want to use milk, you can use milk. I just happen to have some heavy cream in the refrigerator. I'm going to throw some heavy cream in there, and I'm going to simmer that. I'm going to bring that up to a heat, and I'm going to add. Right now, I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. Actually, 1 cup of sugar. Sometimes I add more sugar. All depends. What I do after when the milk or the cream starts diluting with the sugar, I'm going to taste it, see if it's not sweet enough. Add some more sugar. I usually don't. It's just I put sugar as much as I want to. So if you don't like it too sweet, don't put as much sugar on it. So I'm going to bring that to a simmer. So until the sugar dissolves in the hot milk or cream. One thing you realize, you're not just sweetening the 2 quarts of milk or heavy cream. You're actually going to sweeten the whole 6 quarts. So just because that might be real, that's why the milk might be real sweet. But when you combine it with the other stuff, it might not be as sweet. So, but I like my rice pudding sweet. Meanwhile, what I did, I separated 6 eggs. I kept the yolks. Only need the yolks, and I guess I'll eat the egg whites for breakfast tomorrow morning. Maybe I make me an egg white omelet tomorrow, or something else with the egg whites. So right now I got the egg yolks in there. As you can see, the rice is pretty much cooked. So right now in this pot I just have the water, the rice, some orange rind, and some salt, and that's it. So as soon as the milk or the heavy cream gets hot, I'll tell you what to do next. And I just tasted this mixture, the milk and the heavy cream and the sugar mixture, and I didn't think it was sweet enough because I said I got to sweeten the big pot of rice. So I added a little more sugar. So right now I got about 1.5 cups of sugar in there. So I want a little bit, I want this pretty sweet because like I said, it's going to be mixed in with the cooked rice. So, and one thing I don't want to do, I don't want to add the sugar to it afterwards because I want the sugar to be dissolved first before I don't want to taste no granulated sugar in the rice pudding. I just want a nice and so it needs to be dissolved in hot milk or cream. Okay, since the sugar is dissolved, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit hot milk or cream to the rice, and I'm gonna stir it until the rice evaporates all the milk sugar, and then I'm going to add some more. A little bit at a time. Add some more. Just made a little mess, put a little bit aside. That's right. I guess I'll clean it up. I'm going to let that cook. As you can see, it's cooking. And when it comes to this point, you got to be very careful because now it's going to start sticking to the bottom of the pan. So you got to make sure you use a wooden spoon or rubber spatula. Do not let it stick to the bottom, because one thing you don't want to do is you want to have burned rice pudding. And that happened. Some hot milk and sugar, some of the rice mixture, and I'm going to fold it to the rice pudding. And now what I'm doing, I'm kind of mixing it. I'm going to stir it. So right now I'm cooking the eggs and the cream mixture into the rice. I make sure I keep stirring it until it's completely cooked. It's probably going to take a good 5 to 10 minutes. So I see it can start simmering, and it means the eggs are starting to cook. As you can see, it's pretty much ready. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to let it cool off for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to cut up some old butter chunks. I'm going to fold some butter in it, so it's going to make it creamy and richer. And then I'll tell you what to do next. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to throw this butter in a little bit at a time. Kind of mix it in. It's like the French do. The French finish off their sauces with this. And if you're making a pastry cream, you do the same thing. So you kind of incorporate all the butter in there. And I'm going to add a little bit more. And like I said, my mom used to make this for us when we were little kids. She used to make this a lot because it's, you know, very inexpensive dessert. You can use it as a meal if you want to. A little bit sweet, but she used to do a lot of these for our birthdays. She used to take this and, you know, and write our name on it with synonym on the top. And the thing that I do, always have to taste it. Tastes very sweet. For some people, for me, probably could use a little more sugar, but I think it's sweet enough as it is. I said my mom used to make these for us for our birthdays. She used to put them on the plate, write our names in with the synonym on the birthday over the rice, and I'm going to show you the final product in about a second. This is what it looks like in the final bowl, and then what you can do after we serve it in the bowl. If you want a little more cream, you can garnish with a little dollop of whipped cream, but there's enough cream in here already. I don't like that stuff on the top, you know, it's not that. So if you just put this on top, you can garnish with a little orange zest, orange twirls, but pretty much this is what the rice pudding would be served to, unless you put it in individual plates. But this, it looks real good. All right, here we are again with another nice dessert. Enjoy it, and hopefully to see you soon. And don't forget to look me up on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube whatever you call it, YouTube. Just go on the Chef Reis or John Reis, search for that, and you'll find me, and you can subscribe to me. Maybe I can make some money out of this. So enjoy it, have a good day, and I'll see you soon.